Hello again. Today I'm going to be swatching some new inks that I just got from Cult Pens in the UK. You can order from them online, which is what I did. And these are all Diamine iridescent inks in different colors. This one, so I actually started this video once already, and then I put this particular bottle of ink sideways on the page so you could see the bottle, and it ended up starting to leak. And it proceeded to get all over my hands, and luckily not all over the table, but I had to stop and start again because I wanted to make sure that ink wasn't going to get everywhere while I was doing this video. And this is one of the both downsides and I suppose joys of fountain pen ink right here, is getting ink all over your hands. You can already see that this is quite a pretty color, but we will do the swatching. I was originally going to open each box in turn and show them to you, but now we've already got a head start, and since there's already some of this particular color here, that's where I'm going to swatch that one. So this book, you can I'll put a link down below to a video where I talk all about this book where I'm keeping all of my fountain pen ink swatches. And that video will also go into the tools that I'm using for swatching today, including this automatic pen and this glass nib pen. So those are what I'm going to be doing swatches with. And like I said, those are all going to be discussed a little bit more in that video that I'm going to link below. So I won't go into everything that's in this book now. I've already created some little boxes for the different inks to go on this page. I just drew those out with the pencil board, the side of the pencil board with my Sharpie pen. And because this is a dot grid page, it's really easy to make straight lines because you just follow the dots essentially across your page. So without further ado, I am going to, so this is the Maureen color. Oh, and it looks like it was already leaking into the box before I even started. So you can see that there. So, and I checked the others before I started again to make sure that they are not also leaking. So I think we're good at this point. But this is the iridescent ink called Maureen from Diamine. And these colors I do not believe are available in the United States. They might only be available in the UK. Okay, so I'm just going to make a little square. I'm going to make this square bigger than normal because of the splotch that's already there. And as you can see, you can kind of make a little square with this device, with this automatic pen, so that you can see where the ink is going. And then I do have a jar of water a little bit off camera here to rinse the automatic pen off after each one. And then I'm also going to dry that pen off on a little towel so that I'm not getting water in the future samples. Okay, so now I'm going to use the glass pen. So I normally do a little squiggle and then some cross hatching, and I do this to see if there's any bleeding at the intersections of lines. And then this is Diamine. Here, oh, there's only one I in, or one R. Iridescent Maureen. They actually call it Iridescink Maureen, but I'll leave it that way and then write it properly in the ones up above. So you can see that this actually writes a pretty thick line off of the glass pen, which means that that's probably going to flow pretty good out of a fountain pen. Okay, I'm also going to rinse off the glass pen and get the water off of that as well, and any excess ink with a little paper towel. And you can already see, I'm going to close this one up, put it aside. You can already see that that is a pretty complex, interesting ink. It's got purples and blues in there. It's really quite nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the next one. The next one I have is Robert, the same Iridescink, which I will now say properly. Okay, and just in case here, I am going to use a paper towel, or tissue rather, to open the jar so that I do not get ink everywhere. Okay, this doesn't look like we're having the same problems here, so we're good. All right, and these 4 bottles of ink all came in a set of the full range of these iridescent inks from Diamine. Okay, I'm gonna put this one up here. Ooh, and that's beautiful. That's really pretty. So I'm gonna make this square a little bit smaller there. Okay, and again, rinse that off. And these swatches do take a little while to dry. So you do need to leave the page open for a little while so that all of your swatches can dry and they don't get all over everything. Just in case, I have a piece of blotter paper here that I usually put in between the pages so that that doesn't become an issue. Okay, and now I'm going to go to the glass pen and do that. Oh, and see, this one has a much finer line, which means it's probably not going to flow as fast. Okay, and this time I'll get the name right. It is Iridescink. And this is Robert. And this was actually a color that someone recently recommended in one of the comments on one of my YouTube videos. So that is indeed a beautiful ink. Thank you for the recommendation. These have been on my wish list for a while, so I actually had forgotten that I ordered them when they came in the mail, so it was kind of a pleasant surprise because it does take a little while to get orders from the UK sometimes. And I think I've ordered from Cult Pens at least once before, and it was kind of the same deal. It just took a few extra days to get. Okay, I'm going to put that off to the side here, and then we're going to go with the Iridescink Philip. Okay, take that out of the box. Here you go. That's what that looks like. And let's see. Ooh, that Robert is really beautiful. It's starting to get some sort of yellowy greenish sheen on there as well. And I'll tilt the page back and forth again too towards the end where things are hopefully dry. Okay, I'm going to risk it and not use a tissue for this one. Okay, I think we're okay. And this one looks like a lovely purple in the jar. Let's see. So this one is Philip. And I'm trying not to smudge the one that I just did down there because it still might be a little bit wet, although I think it might be dry by now. Okay, again, lovely. I thought about just getting one of these colors, like I was really interested in the Maureen color, but it's actually pretty inexpensive. It was pretty inexpensive to get all 4 of these jars or bottles as a set, so I went ahead and got all of them, all 4. Okay, onto the glass pen. And again, oh, pretty thick. This is Diamine. Iridescink. Did I get that wrong up there too? Okay, well, I won't do that with this. Iridescink Philip. Yes, you may notice I do things like that sometimes, like I'll spell things wrong or forget the words for things, and a lot of that is due to my migraines. I've noticed that even if I do take migraine medication that takes the pain of the migraine away, I still will forget words or spell things improperly or have sort of a stutter. It's really no fun, but believe me, it's better to not feel the pain even if I'm still feeling a little bit loopy as far as words go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go back into that Robert ink and fix that. So this should be a D. There we go. All right. And these colors are so strong that it looks like my water is becoming super dark purple. It's kind of cool. I'll show you that at the end. Yes, and always make sure you close your lids. Okay, so this is the last one, and this is Iridescink Christine. There you go. And these bottles are all very lovely. And these are very big bottles. So you get 4 pretty big bottles for not a whole lot, actually. Okay. There's this one. Again, looks like a lovely blue. Okay. I'm going to do that here on the bottom. Yeah, and this automatic pen makes really nice lines, and it is nice to make these little square swatches because you can really make it square if you're precise. Okay, rinse that off again. Oh, and these are all so beautiful. Still trying to get some of the ink from the last one off of my automatic pen because I don't want the inks to blend. All right. So again, whoop, this one is also writing fairly wide. So it looks like this one, the Robert, is the only one that has a little bit of a thinner line. Okay, so it only took 4 tries, right, to get that right? Christine. Okay. Then I'm going to rinse off that glass pen for the final time. And there we go. So as you can see, all of these have really beautiful sheening. I would say that the Philip probably has the least amount of sheening of the 4, but it does have a little bit of a yellowish sheen to the purple. And I would say that the Maureen probably has the most pronounced sheen, because you can even see it in the writing here pretty well. Okay. Okay, so there you go. The 4 Iridescink inks from Diamine that I just recently purchased from Cult Pens. And I will put a link down to Cult Pens down at the bottom, and if you have any questions, just let me know. And thanks again for watching, and feel free to like and or subscribe. Thanks. See you later.